What's up, team? Undirected team. Hold on real quick. Let me do this first. Y'all are the best audience on the internet, and it's not even close. Y'all are the best team on the internet. You know, we're about to see what's going on here, and these people that are buying these cars, they need a team like ours to help them prevent situations from occurring like this altogether. Prevention is always the best key, and we'll talk about it throughout the video. But first, let's see what's going on.
You know the old saying, if something appears to be too good to be true, and it probably is. Well, the NYPD and the New York DMV are hoping you will heed that advice the next time you try and buy a car online.
Police say they are investigating at least 150 cases of stolen cars being advertised and sold online to unsuspecting buyers.
150
cases,
sold?
The buyers were out thousands of dollars.
With the story, here's Michelle Charlesworth.
Who wouldn't want a Range Rover or a Honda for as much as half price? This victim was out $23,000 in cash for an Acura that on the title turned out to be a different car. Not that it was a Corolla.
Not that it was a Corolla, for sure.
He thought he checked everything. Then at the DMV,
They finally decide to scan the barcode on the title. The lady says, your car's coming up as a 2004 Toyota Corolla.
He called the seller and was blocked. More cars are being stolen and then sold online, usually for cash. Then the buyer finds out at the DMV that they must give up the stolen car immediately, and their money's gone.
Use a cashier's check made out to the seller rather than cash.
One of the biggest tells in all of this is that they want cash. They want to do the transaction in cash. Why
Nothing wrong
won't
with
they
that.
take a cashier's check from the bank written to them? Because the name you'd be putting on there probably isn't their name. These are some of the stolen cars that were sold online. Almost 150 have been confiscated after bogus sales, and police and DMV are seeing this more often. In one case, a vehicle ID number, or VIN, was missing. No VIN on the door. This is another victim. He lost 16 grand when he tried to buy a Honda. He had no clue was stolen.
Or maybe there's been something that's been edited in the title. Sometimes we see whiteout or even...
You're kidding me.
You can't have whiteout on there. They won't take the title.
Mechanic, if they won't let you do that, that's a big red flag. Best advice, look everything up. Ask to see the title and really inspect it. The good news is stolen cars confiscated do go back to the rightful owners within about 45 days. Be careful. In Parkchester, Michelle Charlesworth.
That's not the good thing about it, because the person that bought the car doesn't get their vehicle, doesn't get their cash back. So yeah, I mean, yeah, that's the only good thing. That when it's discovered that the victim in this case, which is, I mean, it's hard to describe these people as victims. I mean, they are victims, technically, but... All right, so, team, we got a couple different things we got to talk about regarding this. And I think the first part is what the government, the news, or I don't know if that was the police commish. We actually got two videos on it, so we'll watch two. But this guy right here, where was he at? I think it was this guy that said it. This is nonsense.
He lost 16 grand when he tried to buy a Honda. He had no clue was stolen.
Or maybe there's been something that's been edited in the title. Sometimes we see whiteout or...
All right, so first off, this part right here. Not first off. If you have whiteout on a title, the DMV will not accept it without a correction form. I don't even think you can white out a title at all. But if you make the smallest of mistakes on a title, they're not going to transfer your title at all. They won't even process it into the system without the seller there to sign their signature that they made the altercations. I said altercations. What's the word I'm looking for? Is it altercation? No, altercation is when you're about to get into it with somebody. What's the word I'm looking for, team? I do this live, so sometimes I just get my words mixed up. Altercations. Authorizations. Authorization. Hold on, team. Nope. I'm not redoing this. I'm not editing this out. What is a word for when you change something? That's just team. I know what I'm saying. Alter. It's alter. To make something different. Modify, alter. Remodel. Transform, rework, revise, recast, remake, refashion, redo, vary, revamp, deform, mutate, makeover, metamorphosis, revolutionize, transmute, convert, transfigure, exchange, regenerate, retool, rejigger. I got a lot of words now. All right. If I ever need to figure out a way to do that again, to explain something, then we're good. I got plenty of synonyms to do it. And they all actually say to change something. Wow, I didn't know there was that many words. I should have been able to come up with something. All right, we're learning something, team. We got a lot of new words that we just learned. This is helpful. The DMV won't take your title unless the seller's there to write their signature and say that they made the changes to the title. So that's one thing. But I'm actually going to give the solution right now, and then we're going to continue to talk about this. The solution for all of this is to go to the DMV with the seller and transfer the title legally into your name before you exchange the money for the car. That's all you have to do. And if the seller for any reason says, no, I don't have time, I can't make it to the DMV, I don't want to wait in the long lines, then I guess you don't want this $23,000. Well, I'm giving you a great deal. You see the blue book on this car, it's worth $56,000. Well, that's a risk I'm willing to take, because the value of the car doesn't mean anything if you're not giving me the real title or you're giving me a stolen vehicle. Ultimately, it's worth nothing. And I don't want to wake up at 5:30 a.m. in the morning with the police knocking on my door saying I have a stolen car sitting in my driveway. And when I try to produce the documents that say that it's mine, they say, no, those are fake. You're riding in a striker right now. We're going to need to confiscate your vehicle and give it to its rightful owners. That's fine. You can take the vehicle back. So how you going to give me my money back? You going to do it in cash, like how I paid for it? Cashier's check? You know what? A wire transfer will work just fine, officer. Here's my routing number and my account number. Oh, sir. I want you to understand this. It's the officer talking now. Let's go officer mode. Sir, I want you to understand this. You are not getting any money back for your vehicle. You have a stolen vehicle, and we don't even know if you're implicit or you're the one that actually stole it. So, because of that, you are not getting anything back, and you should be lucky that we don't charge you with a crime. Okay? So, we're going to need you to give us the keys, and we will be putting your vehicle on a tow bed and returning it to its rightful owner.
What do you mean?
I mean that you were riding in a stolen vehicle and you didn't do the proper due diligence to make sure that you weren't buying a stolen vehicle at the time, and your money's gone forever. So
you must unlearn what you have learned.
I just don't understand.
Judge, my physical and mental my physical as well as my mental fitness.
Nah, team. So I don't know if you some people will be new, some people will be reoccurring viewers that are watching this video right now, and they'll know that if you go to my lives, so if you go to my videos and go to my lives, you'll understand that I frequent car auctions and I deal with vehicles a lot. So I have actually a lot of expertise in selling vehicles, buying them, the process of it, checking VIN numbers, and understanding how cars can be stolen and repurposed to be sold on the open market, oftentimes through places like CarMax and Carvana are places that these stolen cars are funneled through. And what I have to tell you, team, is that when you decide to sell or buy a vehicle, the simplest thing to prevent yourself from being a victim, and what I do anytime I sell a vehicle, now this is me selling a vehicle. I have people often that are willing to just bring me cash for my vehicle, or sometimes they'll pay me through Venmo or Cash App or even Zelle, which is fine. I don't mind the electronic payments. So that dude was saying don't pay with cash. I prefer somebody to buy my vehicles with cash. It's a lot easier for me. It should be easier for the seller too. I've taken cashier's checks, all of that, it's fine. But when I take cashier's checks, you're not just gonna give me a check and walk off with the car and the title and that's gonna be that. Absolutely not. You wanna do a cashier's check? We're gonna go to my bank. You're gonna stand in line with me. We're gonna deposit the check into my account, and only when the funds clear will I relinquish the keys and the title. And then at that, we're still going to the DMV and you're gonna put the car into your name legally, because when you transfer a title at the DMV, that's the only time that that title is actually moved from one person's name to another. So when somebody hands you the cash, right, and they leave with the vehicle, that vehicle's still in your name. And the only way to prove that they bought it is your signature on the title. So if that title is altered, which we just learned the word now, or it is for whatever reason lost or damaged, well, that car is going to remain in your name. So if they get pulled over, they do a hit and run, they drive your vehicle into a ditch and it's recovered by the police, all they have to go off of is who the car is currently registered to. And they're going to come knocking on your door. Hey, sir, we found your car in a ditch. You hit a person. We're going to need to investigate you. And if you didn't get any information from the seller, maybe their ID, you don't have their contact information, you have no way to prove that that wasn't you other than maybe an alibi. But even then, you're still going to be on the hook for all damages associated with whatever happened in that situation. We actually had another video, but I wanted to look at one other thing. Yeah, this guy, he lost his mind. 23 grand, bro. If it's too good to be true, it usually is, like the guy said earlier in the video. We have another video regardless. Let's watch this and then we'll move on.
Online.
Yeah, they say there's been a recent increase of stolen cars being sold on the internet. Eyewitness News reporter Michelle Charlesworth with details from the Bronx. Michelle.
That's a similar story, but
DMV, they hate
it's
to
a
see
different
this,
perspective.
So they're trying to get the word out to educate the public again and again. This is such an old scam. You guys know that. We've done this story so many times. It's as old as newspapers and classifieds and cars, because stolen cars are sold this way. We know one case of a $16,000 CRV Honda that was $16,000 cash. That's the big thing. They want to sell these things for cash. That car should have been almost twice that. So big heads up. If you find cars online, you want to watch out. You have got to be careful.
No, people are thirsty.
About 150 stolen cars have been sold. And that
Hold on real quick, team. I don't want to lose this train of thought. The people that buy these cars at such a deep discount that think that they're getting over on somebody are just as bad as the scammers in my opinion. I'm not saying you shouldn't capitalize on a good deal, but your greed is what allows you to be scammed in the first place. And that is the bottom line of it. If you weren't so damn greedy, thinking that you're getting over on somebody that's selling a car at half the value, because oftentimes these people ain't even buying it for themselves. They're buying it just to flip. So they know that they're taking money out of the seller's pocket. Because if the seller's saying they're selling you a vehicle that's worth 30 grand for 15, then you're saying I can buy this car for 15 and sell it for 24, 25,000 and just pocket a quick 9, 10,000. But the seller that's selling it to you could also do that if they weren't desperate or in a bad situation. So honestly, you're taking advantage of people that are in a bad situation. If you were really a good person, you'd be like, look, and you see it. Have you ever watched Pawn Stars with Rick, the pawn shop show? And sometimes people go in there and they got something that's worth 10 grand, but they go into the pawn shop and they're like, look, I just want 2,500. And then Rick will bring an expert in there and the expert will say, yo, this is worth 10,000. And then the person that was ready to sell it to him for 2,500 is like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And then Rick's like, you know what? Don't worry about it. I'll give you 6,000 for it. And then that's when the person gets greedier, like, well, I want 8,000. He's like, come on, bro, I still got to make money. You're getting an extra 5 grand. Like, let's just cut it out. And then they're like, all right, fine, we'll take 6. And then Rick ultimately sells it for like 8,000, 9,000. But yeah, that's basically what's happening with these people. So this is crazy.
Means about 150 victims out thousands of dollars and no car in deals that were, quote, too good to be true. Best advice? Demand and look up all documentation. Aware that some or all of it may be doctored or completely phony.
Doesn't even matter.
And meet for the transaction at a police precinct for the deal, but never pay in cash. If the seller won't do that, run. Here's some priceless advice from the DMV.
Make sure the seller has a title or a license in his or her name. Ask to see the seller's identification. Use a cashier's check made out to the seller rather than cash. Make sure the vehicle identification number, the VIN on the door of the vehicle, matches the one on the title.
God, their information is so bad, team. Jeez, they said everything that is unnecessary in this transaction to try to mislead the people and continue to have these cases happen. It is extremely simple. Go to meet at the police station for what? These people aren't robbing them for cash. They're swindling them. So meeting at the police station doesn't help. The cops ain't any more smart. They're not any more well-versed in how to buy a vehicle than the criminals. The only thing the cops have an upper hand in is that they know that this happens and the victims may not. But honestly, you don't need to do any of that. All you need to do is go down there with the cash. It's fine to pay in cash. That's totally fine. Cashier's check might be better. I would say a wire transfer is just as good. A Venmo or a Cash App payment, although you can actually make a Cash App that is not in your actual name. Just go to the DMV. We're going to transfer the title in the DMV. I'm going to make sure that the transfer goes through legally, and I'm going to pay you right there at the desk as soon as the title is transferred legally. I get my new plates. Everything matches up. I'm going to be checking the VIN number on every single part of this car at this price. Now, if it's a beater, you buying like a $2,000-$3,000 vehicle, still go to the DMV to transfer it, but you don't need to look at every VIN number. But if you're buying a Range Rover Velar that is a 2022 and it's worth $60,000, I don't know how much they're worth. It's probably less than that. You need to check the VIN number on the actual chassis of the vehicle, not just the one on the sticker on the door, which this guy's telling you to do. He don't know what the hell's going on. This guy's a dinosaur. His information is terrible. Look how he's looking through his glasses. And why don't he wear his glasses up on... Why is his glasses so far down his nose? I ain't got no glasses to do an imitation and have some fun with him, but yeah, I want to imitate him and have some fun with the... whatever. I'm passionate about this team. Because I deal with vehicles and I sell vehicles to the people. And I've dealt with this the opposite. As a seller, I've dealt with people trying to scam me. They want to ride the car around in my name because they don't have a license or whatever. So like, I don't want to transfer the car into my name. I just want to ride it around in your name. Hell no, you're not. The plates are going to come back legal with insurance on the vehicle because it's in my name, but you're riding with no license and you don't give a damn what happens to the vehicle or if you crash it because you're going to have no legal ramifications if anything happens. So if you want to buy a vehicle from me, we must go to the DMV and legally transfer the title in your name, or I'm not selling it to you under any circumstance. I don't care if you're paying full freight or if you're paying extra than what I'm asking for the vehicle. I'm never that thirsty for money. My name means more than money. You know what? We're going to leave it at that, team. Do we got any more? I think we got a little more.
Is the one on the title.
Coming back to a live shot of a stolen car that was sold, or they tried to sell it for cash. A Range Rover. Wouldn't you like to get a Range Rover for half price? Well, yeah, anyone would. But these cars are stolen, and so you end up with no car, and you're out all of your money. We have more tips coming up at 4 and at 6 o'clock. Do you go for the Carfax? Do you watch out for phony titles, phony VINs? How can you protect yourself?
They ain't gonna figure out how to protect themselves dealing with y'all. Team, if you got any questions about vehicles, if you're getting ready to buy a vehicle or anything like that, feel free to hit me up and let me know what's going on. Communicate within the within the comments. Let me know what you're getting ready to buy, how much you're going to buy it for. And, I'll help you out with that. I am very, very knowledgeable in the car space. So, if y'all have anything, let me know. And I'll do my best to assist you with it. If you want a different perspective and a different look and a different type of expertise that I could provide. Because anybody that would have came to me before this would have never gotten scammed under every circumstance. I wouldn't have allowed it to happen, team. We are going to go light for this one. Can I go light? I can't go light. I gotta go dark. I want to go light, but I just can't think of anything good about this. I just can't. Because if somebody doesn't watch my video on this, changing the narrative of what the news is saying, then they're not going to learn anything at all. They're going to meet at a police station and get scammed in the police parking lot. The police can't tell if a title's real or not. If the police officer came out and was like, what are y'all doing out here in the parking lot of the police station? Oh, I'm just buying a car from him. Oh, okay, cool. Hey, officer, can you look at the title and tell me it's a real title? He's not going to be able to tell any better than the person that is buying the vehicle. Only way he's going to, because everything could match up with the car until they get into the DMV and they scan the barcode. He's going to look at the VIN on the car and it's going to match up with the title, because on the strikers, they're able to replace the VIN plates. The one under the windshield, they can replace that with one that matches the title. It goes deeper than just, them just selling you a bad title when you look and the VIN number don't match to the one that's on the vehicle and that's the end of it. No, the VIN numbers match the one on the vehicle. There's no way to tell until you actually get the knock on the door and they're saying you got a stolen vehicle in your possession. So I don't get it, team. I don't get it. It's sad. It's truly sad. That's all I got for this one, team. I don't really know what else to say. I mean, I have a lot I want to say, but I just got to end it here. Y'all let me know if anything like this has ever happened to you. I'd like to hear what you have to say. And by the way, y'all are the best audience on the internet. I appreciate y'all, team. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Dotsale is all the way out of here. Damn. So they stole a CRV and then got 16 grand for it. Wow. It's so easy to steal vehicles too. Like, and I'm not gonna explain to y'all how easy it is to steal vehicles, but trust me, I can. I'm out of here, team. Let me stop.